Kat Miller with Blue Iris Learning Center here, and we are going to continue with this episode looking at switch words and diffusing words that can be very useful, very helpful in interpersonal relationships. We're continuing with relationship, switch words, and diffusing words today, and the first one on this episode is about absolve. Absolve. I gave that to you earlier in your relationship with yourself, and that's okay. A lot of times the same switch words can be useful in more than one situation. Absolve, release guilt, release blame, obtain a waiver. Use it in relationships where there's a resentment, where there's unforgiveness, where there is something that is causing negativity to enter into the relationship. So, absolve. Amoeba is a diffusing word that is very powerful and helpful in the interpersonal relationships, especially relationships with your children, your family. Amoeba diffuses overstepping boundaries. It doesn't matter what your motivation is. When you take on responsibility for another, you're diminishing both yourself and them. It's okay for the adult children to make their errors. Trust yourself. Trust that you have given them the keys they need to survive. Allow them to make the errors they're going to make. Just because you see that what they're doing is going to cause them problems in the future, because maybe you experienced that, it doesn't mean that you have to control them and tell them not to do that. Parents bite their tongues a lot for the relationship with their adult children. When your child comes to you to talk to you about something going on in their lives, sometimes they're just sharing. They're not asking you for advice. They're simply telling you what they've been experiencing. Let go that parental need to tell them what to do. Let it go. And you know what? Sometimes you actually voicing your opinion about what they have just talked about is taken as you're telling them what to do. You are the parent. They have been raised with your word being law in the house. Your adult children still may be seeing that and seeing you as trying to control them. Bite your tongue. Let them make their mistakes themselves. Let them make their decisions themselves. When they come to you and they ask you for your opinion, when they ask you for your advice, you can share it. Share it without judgment. Just wait. Don't say anything. You would be amazed at what a difference that can make in your relationships with your children if you stop telling them what you think they should do unsolicited advice from mom and dad very, very often will cause rifts in the relationship. So, let it go. Does it matter? Hey, what if your experience that you had when you made that decision has nothing to do with what happens to them when they make a similar decision? It could turn out completely different from your experience. Amoeba. Powerful, diffusing word. Use it in any relationship where you feel like you need to take control of somebody else. You need to tell them what to do. Amoeba. Okay. Next, adjust. Adjust is about creating balance. It's about assuming or carrying a burden, handling uncomfortable or unpleasant conditions. Kind of goes well with the amoeba we just talked about. Remember, whatever somebody else is doing, saying, thinking about you, whatever their interactions are with you, it's not really about you. It's coming through their filter of all of the things that they already think about you. You even enter into a new relationship. You walk into a room and you see somebody you've never seen before. You make snap judgments right there, right then, and you react to them according to your stories. Just to give one example, you see a policeman. What's your story about a policeman? Have you had negative experiences with policemen? You are starting your story with this police officer as a very negative expectation. And hey, you put out the expectation, you're going to start getting what you're expecting. If you have a very positive perspective on the policeman, you may experience things very, very differently. Do you have a story about what a policeman is, what he should do? And if that policeman doesn't notice or do anything about a negative situation that you are observing, do you judge them as wrong? It changes your opinion on them because you have a story about what they should do. We do that in all relationships. What if you meet somebody, his eyes remind me so much of Dad. You have just put out there that you remember Dad, and somehow this person has reminded you of Dad, and you've actually begun to bring that energy of Dad into that relationship with that person before you even know anything about them. We're constantly writing stories, but guess what? We can rewrite them too. If you don't like the story you're telling about somebody, adjust. Rewrite the story. It's not about you. It's not about them. What it is about the filters between you. So, adjust can be a very powerful switch word, especially when it is attached to amoeba. So amoeba, adjust. Next we have mirrored reflection. What if your entire world is a mirrored reflection of what's going on in here. Your stories here. You create the stories and you react to them. In fact, I'm fond of saying that your reaction is what comes first. You react to the story in here before what they do sets you off and causes you a problem. But mirrored reflection is for diffusing harsh judgment and criticism of others. It creates barriers between yourself and others. It helps to make it so you can begin to see yourself with mirrored reflection. See what it is that you are putting out there and now experiencing. Because the law of attraction will tell you, whatever it is that you're thinking about, that you're taking action on, however you're feeling, you're attracting more of it to you. So, when you're rejecting yourself, you're rejecting others. You don't want to see the light and dark. You only want to see the light in yourself. And so you may be reflecting all of those negative things out there on other people. And you experience them according to your story. It's all about your story. So mirrored reflection is about accepting all of you. The light, the dark, everything about you. Because every part of who you are is important to the whole. It all combines to create the you that you are. Embrace yourself as you are and recognize that when somebody is giving you a lot of negative energy and you're feeling very negative, that perhaps you want to work with mirrored reflection. So there you have it. A few more switch words and diffusing words to help you in your relationships, help you to discover and build better relationships with the world. Thank you for watching us. I trust that this information will be helpful for you, and I look forward to working with more with relationships with you.
Hi everybody, Brent from 77 Media, hanging out with my mom making videos. We want to keep doing that, so please like and subscribe to our videos so you can see more butterflies stuck on microphones. Like this. Anyway, hope you're all having fun, enjoying it. Have a great day.